Baltimore Ravens tight end Ben Watson would struggle if he had to stand or kneel on a football field this year. He's out with a torn Achilles tendon. It's ended his season, but it hasn't stopped him from weighing in on the national dialogue generated by San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick's been holding his own silent protest against the treatment of African Americans by refusing to stand during the national anthem. It was Watson who weighed in with an impassioned post on his Facebook page, all part of his blog that he's been writing for about 4 years, where he tackles thorny issues of parenting, inequality, the racial divide. He talks about why he would opt to stand. Ben Watson joins us this morning from his home, where he's recovering. Hi, Ben. Thanks for talking with us.
Hi, Soledad. How are you doing?
Well, we appreciate you letting us come to your home and sit down in your living room and do this interview, truly. You know, you've been writing this blog for a while, and I have to say I like it a lot. And I like it because you tackle some very big issues in a very nuanced approach. And I have to imagine there's a lot of people who would say, listen, you play football. Go play football. You know, why are you talking about this stuff? This is the third rail of conversations, frankly, right? Talking about race.
Yeah, you know, I do get some of that. I always say that, you know, I'm an athlete and that's my profession, just like anybody else's profession. Outside of that, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a citizen of this country. I pay taxes, I vote. I'm a Christian. I mean, I have so many other things about me, just like everybody else does. And we all have a vested interest in what's going on in our lives and what's going on in this country. And I'm no different. I've used kind of the opportunity to kind of get my thoughts on paper. And sometimes people love it, sometimes they don't. But I think that's the great thing, is that when people are open to having these sorts of conversations, and I want to be someone to kind of spur those conversations so that we can get solutions.
Yeah, I think your blog is just terrific. Your latest post, you talk about Colin Kaepernick, and I'm going to read a small piece of what you wrote, but I really would like everybody to go check out what you wrote as well. You write that, I stand, you write, because of this mixed bag of evil and good is my home. And because it's my home, my standing is a pledge to continue the fight against all injustice and preserve the greatest attributes of this country, including Colin Kaepernick's right to kneel. Such displays against the status quo are distinctly American. My hope, though, is that these actions bring more attention to the problem than to the protester. You go on, and I think it's a very thoughtful column. Do you think that, in fact, what's been happening has brought more attention to the problem and not to the protester?
There's always been protests along the way that have kind of pushed the envelope forward and kind of brought this change along. And so as a black man, you understand that there's a lot that I don't like about our country's history. There's a lot that hurts me. There's a lot that I am upset about, and I'm angry about, and I'm frustrated, and I'm sad about. But on the other side, this is my home, and I want this place to get better. So like you said, when I stand, I'm standing for all those injustices, but I'm also standing because I've seen great progress and because I want there to be more progress. And when we look at what's happening right now, my hope is that we can actually have that conversation and have that progress.
So, Ben, you write a lot about your faith. I know you're very devout. I grew up in a very devout family as well. I'm named actually for the Virgin Mary. And I'm so curious because in some of your posts, your sort of solution is to focus on the gospel. And sometimes I wonder if that is enough.
We can't simply sit by and say that everything is okay and that God loves all of us. Yes, that's true. But if you truly are convicted of the gospel, then it will spur you to realize and to understand and to have compassion and empathy for those who are hurting and for those who have been served some sort of injustice, no matter what that is. I'm not simply just talking about a black and white here, but I'm talking about a myriad of issues, whether it be sex trafficking or whether it be the poor, whatever it is.
Do you think time will judge Colin Kaepernick differently? He's getting vilified, as you well know. In a way, I think that Muhammad Ali was vilified many, many years ago. Do you now, of course, Muhammad Ali is held up as sort of the example of a person who took a moral stand at a critical time. Do you think that's going to happen to Colin Kaepernick?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I think that a lot of times when people make these sorts of stance, there are very harsh reactions on both sides. I mean, I can honestly say that I've seen both sides of it. I've seen people tell him he needs to leave the country, which is ridiculous. And then I've seen people say that, you know, they're 120% behind him and they love everything that he does. I mean, there are these, we live in a country of such stark opposition and so stark contrastion that we kind of go back and forth about stuff like that. So I've seen both sides of it, but I do think that over time we will know if what he did is something that will be applauded or not.
Ben Watson joining us from Maryland. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.